The Sun Cities in northwest Phoenix, Arizona have always been regarded as a great place to retire. But recently I've received quite a few complaints from people who both live there and who want to live there that they're being priced out of that dream of retirement by the fees that these cities now require. I wanted to take a look at both the fees pre-pandemic and post-pandemic to see if there really is a problem or if it's just perceived by the people who live there. If you're thinking about retiring in the next few years, this could be a very important video for you. The Sun Cities are well known as active communities. It's not just a place to go retire and sit around. For instance, Sun City has 8 rec centers and 8 golf courses. Sun City West has 4 rec centers, 4 full golf courses, 3 executive golf courses, and Sun City Grand has mostly golf courses. And for that, you pay a fee. And when you initially buy a home, first time, one-time payment, you'll have a capital improvement fee. And there's various reasons why they've given in the past for why they do this. You know, they're smaller communities, they don't have a big tax base, they have to maintain all the facilities, all the golf courses, so it takes a little bit extra. On top of the capital improvement fees, you have rec center fees that are usually paid annually, and those vary between all of the Sun Cities as well, which we'll look at in just a minute. Pre-pandemic to post-pandemic, how much of those costs changed, and are they in line with the rate of inflation that we've seen? Because everything's gone up. Let's face it, we've had inflation. Now inflation is stemming back down again. For example, we'll look at 2 websites that'll show us what the rate of inflation, what the dollar is worth between 2019 and 2025. First one here is just a simple calculator. It shows that the cost of living has gone up 25.7% between 2019 and 2025. And on this second one, you can see similarly, 25.7%. So keep that in mind, 25.7%. And let's take a look at the rate of change in the capital improvement fees and the recreation center fees to see if they're in line with what's been going on. So the first chart we're going to look at, I've subdivided the Sun Cities by color code. So you'll see Sun City itself is green, Sun City West is blue, and Sun City Grand is in red. So let's look at Sun City Grand first because they have the biggest aberration when it comes to these fees. Sun City Grand, in beginning of 2019, their capital improvement fee and the rec center fees were exactly the same. So you see this one line represents both of their fees. But when we got into 2020, and particularly July of 2020, they split these off and they met everybody else. So Sun City, Sun City West, their capital improvement fees were $3,500. Sun City Grand met them up there. And their rec center fees split off in this direction. And then below you'll see Sun City West Recreation and Sun City Recreation Center fees, which are annual. From here we ran into COVID, and these rec centers weren't being used a whole lot during that period of time. Everybody was in shelter, and this is a place for people that are a little bit older, so they were a little bit more wary about getting out and mingling with people in the rec centers during that time. In fact, some of the rec centers simply stayed closed. And then in 2022, we know that we hit a significant spot of inflation. And so with that inflation, we saw the capital improvement fees shoot up in the second part of 2022 for Sun City Grand and take a pretty significant rise also for Sun City in the green and Sun City West in the blue. But it didn't stop there. It continued on, and you can see another increase here for both Sun City and Sun City West. And just to show you what those levels were, here is all the data that's inside here. So let's take a look back here again at Sun City Grand to begin with. Their capital improvement fee and their rec center fees were $1,425 for 2 people. Here, Sun City at the bottom, $496 per year. This covered 2 people. Sun City West, $930, $930, $960, $994. You know, if you look at Sun City West, they charge per person. So if you cut this, if there's only 1 person living there, you can cut this in half. To make it equal with these other 2, we're going by the maximum number of people who could be covered, and that's 2 people per deed. And then Sun City Grand again, we started at $1,424, we ended up at $1,861. Sun City West, we started at $930, we ended at $1,196. Sun City, we started at $496, and we ended up at $650. Meanwhile, starting at $3,500 for capital improvement fees, for Sun City Grand, we're at $5,000. For Sun City West, we're at $5,400. And for Sun City, we're at $5,500 now. So I thought that was interesting. Just by charting this, I could see the movement. And the next thing I wanted to do is find out what the increases were for each of these areas. So if we started with Sun City capital improvement fee, during this period of time, these 6 years, it has risen 57%. Remember that our inflation during this period is 25.7%. The recreation fees have gone up 31%. Sun City West capital improvement fees have gone up 54% with their rec center fees at 28%. And then Sun City Grand is, again, a little bit of an aberration. Everybody else was at $3,500 back here in 2020, but they were only at $1,425. So this shows a much higher rise relative to inflation, but I can fix that as well. I can change that formula just to make it more fair to Sun City Grand. And now we can see it's actually a 42.8% increase for Sun City Grand when we take out this area where they were undercharging people compared to the other Sun Cities. So I think it's a pretty compelling point that the people who are complaining about these rises are probably right in that they've seen an inordinate amount of increase compared to inflation, but we don't know the backstory. The only way to know the backstory is get on the boards for each of the rec centers in that area and find out what the finances look like. Did they not charge enough during the initial inflation? They're trying to make up for it now. That's the only way to find out. And if you're a real estate agent, you should take note that Sun City West just updated their prices again in July. So July 1st of 2025, there are new prices for Sun City West. And that's important when you write the contract and when you put the adult community addendum, which you have to put in when selling a home there in any of these communities. So always do your due diligence. Check the rates of all these fees to make sure that your clients are covered, whether you're a seller or you have a buyer coming in. And I hope this information was helpful for you if you're considering moving to one of the Sun Cities. Forewarned is forearmed, so you know what these fees are going to be up front when you move into a community like this. And for me, I think which one of these you choose to live in is up to you. I think for Sun City Phase 3, I love that place because there are so many rec centers, that, things I like to do in there. The fees are lower. But Sun City West, you have some newer homes in there and some nicer parks. And then Sun City Grand, it's really more like country club style living. So whatever fits your style, it's out here in the Sun Cities. And if you need any more information about this, or if you want to see a house in these areas, leave me a comment below, give me a call. We'll grab some coffee and go out there and check it out.